Dear brothers and sisters, today I wish to share with you the extraordinary story of Sister Elena Aiello, a holy woman whose life was illuminated by faith and a profound passion for Christ. Her life was marked by mystical visions, stigmata, and prophetic messages that serve as a warning to all of humanity. Born in Italy on April 10, 1895, Sister Elena founded a religious congregation in 1928 to gather and provide Christian education to abandoned girls. This congregation became known as the Minim Sisters of the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ, following the spiritual path of Saint Francis of Paola, a great Italian saint. 20 years after its foundation, the congregation received ecclesiastical approval, and during the Jubilee of 1950, Sister Elena met Pope Pius XII. With great humility, she asked the Holy Father if her work was in line with the heart of the Church. The response from the Supreme Pontiff was moving. "Your work will not end because it is founded on providence." Sister Elena was a fervent devotee of the Eucharist, considering it the essential nourishment of her life, the deep breath of her soul, and the sacrament that gave meaning to all her daily actions. Her faith was deeply rooted in the understanding that there is no love without suffering. From 1923 until her death, every Friday of Lent and especially Good Friday, Sister Elena relived the Passion of our Lord with sufferings, sweating blood, visions, and revelations. These revelations foretold a divine punishment upon sinful humanity. Jesus told her that mankind had hurled a hurricane of hatred against God, and his heart bled from the insults endured. Humanity was living far from Christianity, and the world would be engulfed by a terrifying scourge of war. The world has sunk into overwhelming corruption. Those who govern have become true incarnate demons, and while they speak of peace, they prepare the deadliest weapons to destroy peoples and nations. Sister Elena prophesied the great tribulation that would strike Rome, the holy city tarnished by grave sins. Rome would be severely wounded, but not destroyed by war. Amidst this tribulation, she affirmed that the seed of the Vicar of Christ would not be involved in the conflict, as Jesus would be close to protect it. The prophecies of Sister Elena intertwined with those of Fatima, revealing revelations about Russia spreading its errors throughout the world, leading to persecutions against the Church and dreadful revolutions. Russia would be an instrument in the hands of evil, whipping the nations and purifying God's ministers. Yet in this dark scenario, Sister Elena left us a message of hope. The world's salvation would lie in the Immaculate Heart of Mary, who would mediate between mankind and God. Devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary would play a crucial role in the salvation of souls. The Church has beatified Sister Elena Aiello, and while no one is obligated to believe in her revelations, we, as prudent Catholics, can discern every voice that may come from heaven. We might think that a long time has passed since her prophecies, but we must remember that God's timing is different from human timing. The words of her final message seem to anticipate the dramatic moments we are experiencing. Here is her last message from August 22, 1960.
Humanity has moved away from God, and deluded by earthly goods, has forgotten heaven and plunged into overwhelming corruption, which even the times of the flood cannot match. But the hour of God's justice is near, and it will be terrible. Tremendous scourges overshadow the world, and several nations will be struck by epidemics, famines, strong earthquakes, terrifying hurricanes, and death. And if people do not recognize in these scourges the course of divine mercy, and do not return to God with a truly Christian life, another terrible war will come from the east to the west. And Russia, with its secret weapons, will fight against America, overwhelm Europe, and the Rhine River in Germany will be filled with corpses and blood. Even Italy will be troubled by a great revolution, and the Pope will have to suffer greatly. The enemy, like a roaring lion, will advance on Rome, and its gore will poison peoples and nations.
In these dark times we are living through, we cannot but reflect on the dire message of Sister Elena Aiello and open our hearts to conversion, prayer, and devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We can ask God to guide us in our faith and to protect the Church and the world in these challenging times. May our love for Christ and our trust in His mercy lead us to live with hope, knowing that divine providence is at work even in the most difficult moments of history. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss out on new videos and become part of the community of faith and prayer. May God bless you.